Hey, what's going on? Trevor here, CrossFit Elkhorn. I've been wanting to do this for quite some time now. Typically in class, everything gets a little crazy and things like that, and you've been CrossFitting for a while, so you're probably starting to notice that your hands will get beat up quite a bit. Barbell stuff, pull-ups, things like that. Those calluses start to wear and tear a little bit, and all of a sudden you get your first little rip. So you definitely want to be trying to take care of your hands. So what I wanted to do was to create a video and show you how to tape your hands. That takes a little bit of time, but it actually works really well once you get used to it. First, I'm going to talk about your hands itself. So obviously these hands, sort of cleaned them up, right? Just kind of cleaned them up a couple weeks ago. You do want to have some sort of callus build up, right? Those callus actually help padding up your hands a little bit. Over time, if you were to, when you first start out doing CrossFit and jump on the pole part of the barbell, it hurts pretty bad because it's fresh, soft skin. So over time, you will build up a little bit of calluses. So what you want to do is keep them as clean as possible. Taking like a foot filer or a hand filer, something that really softs them up. My wife hates it when I haven't cleaned them up quite a bit and I sort of touch her or massage her or whatever that is, and she just hates the feeling of it. So you want to try to keep them as soft and smooth as possible. Over time, then it will start to build up, and you can take like toenail clippers or things like that to trim them up and then soften them up again with the foot filer. But by no means should you go as deep to that fresh skin because it's only going to hurt every single time when you grab the pole bar. So calluses is not always a bad thing. We want to try to keep them smooth. To prevent from ripping, you can take this athletic tape. We have some available here for you. You want to wrap it up around the wrist like so. You can do this too with like if you have a sore wrist with Olympic lifting, snatching, thrusters, handstand push-ups, things like that. But you want to angle your wrist like this. By no means am I an athletic trainer or anything like that, but just through experience, this is what I found to be the best. You want to create a base mark for that tape to grab. So you're going to tape it up just like this. Doesn't need very much, right? Now you're going to take a strip of tape, nice and long one, like so, and you're going to split it down the middle. Depending on how cheap the tape is, that's a little bit easier than others. So you're going to take that, and you always want to be in this position, right? Because a lot of times we're doing push-ups, burpees, thrusters, stuff like that. We'll be in this position a lot, so you want to prepare your hand for that. So you want to be right at that base of the tape. You're going to try to keep it flat as possible. Form it around the finger, right? I'm starting with my ring one, and go down the other side. You want it to be as flat and tight as possible, okay? If it's a little slag, at the end, no worries, right? I'd rather be a little bit longer than shorter. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to wrap it to the other side. Wrap around the finger. So there's my ring finger that's covered, that left part of my hand. I'm going to do another strip. I'm going to go towards my middle finger. Down the center, wrap it around. Take it to the other side. If it gets a little rolled up in a ball a little bit, that's okay, right? It may happen. The more you do this, the better you get at it, right? But you want that to be tight as possible to the skin, right? You don't want it to be too loose because every time you start jumping on the pull bar, you'll notice that it starts to bulge up a little bit. So the tighter to the skin, the better. So you notice these little gaps. That's typically where the ripping happens, right? So what we want to do to close that gap is to take another strip. We don't split it down the middle. We go right there. Now it's completely covering those hands up, right? No gaps, no skin, right? And you're holding still at this position. Now, with all this extra stuff, right, We want to make this look a little bit sexier. Wrap it up like a little ball. Then you're going to seal the deal and finish it with that another wrap around that wrist. So now you're giving yourself a little more wrist support. And that's your final result. Looks just like that. Nice little extra layer of skin, right? I remember doing a workout that had probably 110 pull-ups, and this lasted me that whole time. It wasn't until close to that 110th rep where it started to rip on me a little bit. The hook grip, we'll do that a lot in our Olympic or our workouts as well, right? For Olympic lifting, I like to protect my thumb a little bit. So I'll take one little small strip. Again, you want to get it fat, right? So get that finger. You want to mimic the hook grip by fattening up that finger, wrap it around like that. So now you've completely protect your thumb from that barbell hook grip, your hand for the pull-up bar for anything else, right? Your wrist support at the same time. All right, so this is the proper way of doing it. Not sure how long it took me. Maybe you can expect 4 minutes per hand, all right? But we want it to be as tight as possible. Hopefully that was helpful. I would like to do more of these. Any feedback in regards to whether you like this or not, I appreciate it. Thanks.